Are you ready to learn how to help your small business with Facebook in 2018? Let's get into it. So the inspiration that came for this video was from all of my clients, from fellow followers, and from actually being at the social media marketing conference in San Diego as of, I think, 2 weeks ago. But yes, it's basically, I noticed that there's so much talk about Facebook and social media, obviously, but there wasn't really talk about the specific tips. There was categories and topics, but I didn't see that much about specific help except for a handful of people. So I wanted to make this video, and actually I'm making this series of videos all about where social media, the platforms, each one is heading in 2018, and how for a small business, or really any business, can help use this to gain an advantage for this year and for yourself. So I hope that this will be so beneficial to you, and I really hope that I can help you in some way with specific tips, not just theory, guys, specific tips. So stay tuned for that. And I also wanted to say a little disclaimer is that my philosophy with everything, including social media, is that you take what resonates and that you feel comfortable with, or even a little bit uncomfortable with, but kind of curious about, and then drop the rest. Because it's not going to help you if you're trying to force yourself to do something. Because I want you to use this as a compass to see what you want to do for your business and what would work best for you. Just you, not everyone around you, you. All right, guys, let's get into it. And the first one I have to start out with is Facebook, because it's been the mothership basically for the last couple years, or the last 2 or 3 years. And as of January 11th, 2018, which a lot of people talk about as the Facebook apocalypse, is that it started to, as I don't blame Mark Zuckerberg, but he wanted to make this more of showing more meaningful conversations with friends rather than any conversations that are more of business pages or things that aren't really conversation worthy. So that made it really, really hard for business owners like you and I and marketers to see that and have to be a little bit more creative on how we go about Facebook in 2018. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Facebook pages. And the reason I bring this up is because Facebook pages are huge, not only for yourself as a person who has a personal profile, but as a business owner. And there's a reason why those are still up nowadays, because people go there and they can see your website, your social media. It's all in one place. That's not just your website, but it can link them to your website. However, those pages aren't being promoted now unless you have hundreds of comments, tens of comments of real people going back and forth with their friends, or you have some kind of spark. It's going to be really hard for you to get that business page to grow immensely over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, because the more people go on, the less they'll even show more content like that. So what I think would be great to tell you guys too is that Facebook only lets 2% of your audience really see what you're going on. Sometimes you get 3, 4, 10%, but it's usually about 10% or under for your whole entire audience, whether you have hundreds of thousands, whether you have 200 or 20, still 10% of that only sees it, and you usually don't get to choose what part of your audience sees that, unless you're doing an ad, which is a completely different video. But I want you to see that, you're not going to be able to show all of your audience everything because the algorithm doesn't want that. So what I would suggest you doing is first start sharing all of your content that you would be doing for your business page on your personal profile, and then share it out from there, because it shows that you are a person. Because you are a person who is showing interest, that you write a post and then you post that out and then start sharing it, rather than starting from the get-go in your business page, which will automatically, Facebook will kind of demote down. So I think that will help out a little bit. And if you're kind of unsure if you want your family and friends to see what you're doing, there is an option in the visibility button right next to the publish sign that says who you want to see this, friends, family, or customize, or private. And you can do customize and choose which friends or family you don't want to see that. So if you're uncomfortable with them seeing all the business posts you can do that, and that can help filter out worrying that like Aunt Sue will see something that you're doing. So the second thing is making sure that all of the posts you do, all the comments, all the likes that people are doing for your posts, that they are longer form comments. And what I mean by that is that they need to be comments that are 4 words or more, because as you know, with most conversations. They're not just one-worded answers, unless you're kind of being hostile, and I hope you're not. So with that, I really mean someone replies to that saying, I really love this picture, I really love this post. Ask them, start to engage that conversation. So start to say, thank you so much. What drew you to this? What made you want to go down this road? Or what made you enjoy this? Then you can start slowly training them to know to try and do longer form comments and do these kinds of conversations, because the algorithm will bump you up even more. And also, you're literally just talking to your audience, which I think is so great and needs to happen, and literally is what Mark Zuckerberg wants to happen. So try and do that when you're commenting on people's replies or anything like that. Make sure that they're longer form comments and that you're slowly trying to ask them to do the same as well. So the next is video, and I know everyone doesn't like talking about it, but it needs to be said, is that in the next couple years, that it's projected that 80% of the content online will be a video. So we have to get started now. And I know I can hear you dragging your feet, so I'm going to give you some quick tips or ideas on how to start doing videos for Facebook and really videos all across the board. Here are some options for live video or any kind of video that you're wanting to do that is going to be on Facebook. So a couple ideas would be doing a weekly news show. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be anything that's 40 minutes or longer. It could be truly a 10 to 15 or 20 minute show of you seeing what has been the recent news articles in your industry, discussing them, seeing what other people's opinions are on them, getting their opinions, and having that kind of back and forth, but also giving them genuine, valuable content that they may not have known before they went on your video, which is really cool. And also you can help get some repeated followers if you make it weekly and give them a specific day and time that you'll be on there. So the next one is obviously Q&A, which is a really huge one to use for Facebook Lives. Basically, you do a Q&A over a specific topic, like one of my friends did for tarot, other people do for marketing. It's really useful for your followers who are just unsure of where to go next, or they've had so many options, or they've had so many questions, but they just haven't wanted to reach out through email. Give them a platform to talk with you, which is so valuable nowadays, because you get to hear in their own words what they need help with, which you can literally create into content later on. Another thing with live videos, when you're at events, whether they're for people who are doing product-based, whether they're doing service-based, if you're going to events or conferences or meetings, you can do different videos of like a tour around a live tour around wherever you're at, or a hotel tour, or actually talking with one of the attendees to give them like a small mini interview. That's really fun. So to get creative with this, really wherever you're at, you can do lives with. And the last thing that I think would be really great to talk about too is you can do a weekly tool or tip of the week. So for example, I do a lot of social media work, and sometimes I'll do ones that are of specific tips that are for like LinkedIn or Pinterest or something like that. Or I'll try and talk about a tool like Asana or Trello and explain a little bit about how they can help you, and then maybe try and do a mini tutorial through the live. So that could be a really good way for those who aren't wanting to give up everything, but kind of give small bits and pieces of information to make them want to come back for you. Because guys, here's the main motive of Facebook. And I want you guys to hear this. I'll put some kind of flashing lights up here, but I want you guys to hear this. Facebook, all it cares about, how long the users stay on the app. That's it. So if you can help them keep your audience engaged longer, keep the users on their app longer on there, they'll reward you by bumping up your post more and seeing that more people like it, and start to create that formation of likes and comments, because they want people to stay on there longer. Same thing with YouTube, with any app. They want people to stay on there longer. So when you're creating content for Facebook, think about that. How can you write, or how can you show up and keep them on longer? So the next form of video is stories, which, as we know through Instagram and through Snapchat, and there's ones like WhatsApp and Periscope, all this kind of stuff, is that stories give a glimpse into the lives of our role models or our clients or who we are, and we have to start using them because they're meant to be there. And I've actually noticed a little bit of a change, that because the algorithm will cut out a lot of people's posts that you see throughout the day, having the story is automatically secured up there. So they will see it. If they look up on the top bar, they will see your story. And that's a huge market for you, especially for Facebook stories, because people are using right now more of Instagram stories and Snapchat and WhatsApp. So if you can build those kind of stories that make them want to come back, that is awesome. And even data shows that the best performing video on Facebook right now, video like in general, is a vertical, which is like the story with sound on. That's what is best performing. So we have to cater more towards that. So again, you don't have to make these stories into a full stage production. That's not what they're about. They're giving glimpses into your life. Usually what I do, for example, is on Instagram stories or Facebook, I'll talk about what my plans are for today, or who I'm going to be talking to, or when I interviewed a recent podcast guest, give a little snippet about that, and just gives them a little taste of who you are and how you talk, and gets them interested in basically you, so that when they're ready to buy from you, they know who you are. You're that girl from the store, you're that girl who posts this, or that guy. But it's true, is that the more you're out there, the more they see your face, the more they remember you, recognize you, and will buy from you. Because that's all it is. It's about people buying from other people. So with stories too, or with any type of video, really any post in general, I think I need to mention this, is that there's 3 types of any post, any content that you should be creating. Stories, videos, lives, posts, whatever they are. They need to be one of the 3: educational, informational, or entertaining. So whenever you're doing your stories, whenever you're doing your videos or posts, think about which one are you doing? Are you doing one of those 3? Are you just posting to post? What are you actually posting about? Is it something that you think your clients might like, or you just thought, I'll put it out there? Because if you can go one of those 3, every single post, every single story, every single live, you'll start to see your following start to slowly form. And then I think one thing too that'd be really good to say, I think the mini 4th one is also inspirational. So if you do any inspirational quotes, that's why you see them are so popular now, because people love inspiration. They love that little kick in the butt in the mornings through a card or whatever it might be. So that's another 4th one that people don't mention too much, but I think should be. Okay, so we're moving on to 3. And 3 is all about collaboration. And at the conference, everyone was talking a lot about influence marketing, which is getting people who have a lot of followers, or people who have followers of the clients that you want to endorse your product, to sponsor your product, anything like that. And I think that works super well if it's done correctly, but it can cost either a lot of money, or you're not sure who to use, or if they would even say yes. So I think what would be really great for you is if you're kind of unsure of how to go down the influence marketing aspect, then what would be really awesome is to get some of your clients and do a story takeover. And what a story takeover is that it's basically where someone, rather than you or whoever's usually on the story, shows their face, talks about whatever they're supposed to talk about, and gives a glimpse into another part of your life or part of your business. So you could have your client jump on and say a quick little testimonial for you, or what they liked most about your product, and that'll engage your audience, and it'll show that they're other real people, because people trust others who aren't trying to sell themselves. So you can have someone who's literally selling you for you, which is awesome, because they're doing free marketing for you on your actual platform. So try that out. Ask one of your 2 ride or die favorite fans or favorite clients, and ask them to do a quick little 15-second story for you vertically, and you can share it, and it'll be so much better than you trying to talk about how awesome your services are, because people generally don't like hearing that without proof, and proof can literally just be your client talking about how awesome you are. Okay, and I know this one everyone has heard, but it's because it's so true, is that chatbots need to happen for your business. Please, because they're so easy to set up. They set up in about an hour, and they can be so helpful. There's no coding required in 2018. You actually don't need any coding, and you can start to develop certain bots for email marketing, or for content integration, or anything like this. And if all these words sound crazy to you, then this is what I want for you to do. I want you to look at your frequently asked questions page, what your clients ask most, what they're needing from you, and create a bot that is a reply bot. And it's the reply bot of frequently asked questions that you've seen them ask. So what this does is you put in all your asked questions that are from clients or anything like that. So when your new lead comes in, when they're talking to the bot, they have all of the questions already answered for them. and it's done without you having to reiterate the same thing over and over again. And by the end of it, since all of their apprehension will be kind of squashed, they'll be more in line with actually wanting to book with you, and you can actually leave a link in there to have them go to your calendar or however your next step is, which is really awesome. And I would say for sure, highly recommend ManyChat.com. They are fantastic, and if you guys need help with that, let me know. I've actually had some experience on it. I've created a chatbot course and such, so let me know because it's really huge to have in your Facebook and website nowadays. Okay, guys, so the last one is about Facebook groups. I'm not going to go too much into this because we all know Facebook groups are really awesome to network for our clients because most of them are in there. But what I think would be really smart for you to do is look at all your past clients, because I know some of us are actually friends with our clients on Facebook, or you can look them up or just find them on there. See what groups they're in and start going to those groups and start engaging and answering questions that have value information with them. And that way you start to be shown as an expert in your field with people who are just like your client, who are going to be more willing to want to work with you. That's one of the easiest ways you can do to find your clients, to find your people, is just start engaging in those groups. And I'll say again, even though there are meaningful conversations in Facebook groups, if they aren't as meaningful, if they're only posts of links and stuff like that, then those will be dropped, because in the next couple months, Facebook will be slowly integrating that out. So I want you guys to remember that too, is that even though you might be posting and interacting, and it's a slow process to get your clients through that way, it's a guarantee almost, because they get to know who you are. But what's not a guarantee is that you will be seen always. If you post links or anything like that, even in groups, Facebook is trying to filter that out. So remember that you can use Facebook groups, use them to network, use them to provide valuable information for the people in there, and they will come to you, or they will start to inquire more about what you do. And a little fun fact for anyone who's doing local based work is you can actually go to your city's Facebook page or Facebook group and join the Facebook group that's about there. Or what would be even better is create a Facebook group for the members of your city, and you can be the moderator, so you can literally promote yourself for free because you're hosting it. So if you're not doing that, or you don't see that already happening, try and start doing that, because that's a really awesome way of making yourself the expert, making sure that your posts get seen and that you're interacting with people who actually are going to buy from you. And I hear you guys. You're probably thinking right now, this is a lot. This is a lot of information. I don't know if I can deal with it. I need help. So I actually made a checklist of everything that I talked about inside this video that has everything laid out for you on one page. So I would say look at the links below, the description below. I have it for you guys ready to go. All of this sounds good. Then I will see you guys in the next video all about Instagram. And just to give a sneak peek for everyone, I actually have used the tools that I talk about in the next video to actually get a client who found me through an Instagram hashtag. So I will see you guys in the next video. I hope this has been fantastic for you all, and I hope that this helps share your message and be seen in even greater ways than you already have. All right, see you guys next week.